So I'm just going to quickly sum up. So Solène said that there is loads of activities planned in Madrid, where she is at the moment, and that especially the food security mobilization is helping to relaunch the Barcelona hotspot around the food security and food issue, and that there is many activities, amongst which especially like a bigger one-day event planned in Paris, and there's loads of hold-ups going on a continuous basis on the issue. Anything else that I missed, Solène, from the big picture?
Just maybe the girls going on a sense
Oh, yeah.
in September related to food security, and I'm sure they will come and present their project to the next hangout.
Cool. Great. So perhaps we pass on to Pietro for London.
Yes,
because there's many things happening.
Yeah, I'm from London. There are many things that are happening now. It's quite a prolific moment. Okay, let's say about like what happened in the last 2 weeks. We had the second part of the science fiction, and that we recall food hack, mini food hack, science fiction. So from the ideas we took from the science fiction, we develop. The group, like in the food hack, it wasn't so big. But at the same time, we managed to develop 2 projects. One is called Because, and actually the entrepreneurs are Eddie and Charmaine from Make Sense London, and Charmaine is also like Make Sense Vancouver, and they are trying to make a map, a virtual map in internet regarding connecting the different social entrepreneurs, starting from the food entrepreneurs in this case, related to social enterprise, and yeah, they already bought the project, the space in internet, and I can show you. I can send it like a link later on in Facebook. And the second project, we were lucky enough to have Jimmy from Too Good To Go. Too Good To Go is a social enterprise that try to tackle food waste of the restaurant and diners and buffet, organizing like is a kind of Tinder for restaurants. So the people working in restaurants are like dedicating half an hour, 1 hour of the time, just collecting the food, like good food from what is in their surplus, and then they are using Too Good To Go to sell more waste food, surplus food to customers. It's actually a very good idea, and is already, I think, active in Denmark or in Norway. And yeah, we helped them to improve their UX. So I organized a mini hold-up inside the mini hack to develop actually a new better performance UX. But let's see what is going on in the next 2 weeks. They are gonna let us know how they are gonna develop the program.
Can you quickly re-explain how it works? So the people that work in the restaurant.
So the people who work in the restaurant have a lot of surplus food, as we know. So almost at the end of the shift, so from 9 o'clock, probably 10 o'clock, it depends on the restaurant, they are starting to create portion of their food inside, and they're like promoting that they have maybe like 5, 10, 15 portion of food into Good To Go, and the consumers, they can have like a cheap meal, like between £2-3 per portion. That actually is very low, and they can in one way save some money. In the same time, they can tackle some food waste that definitely food that will definitely go out. And yeah, so is already considered a kind of a Tinder for food waste. So let's see. I mean, in England they have still to start, but they're gonna probably launch in June. But
I've met the girl who's doing the same in Paris. She's launching to go in Paris, and they're growing as well. They are super big in, I think, in the Netherlands, maybe.
yeah, I don't remember if it was
Or
Denmark.
Germany.
Yeah, probably Denmark. But I'm not sure.
So they're expanding in all over Europe. Yeah.
Yes. And and definitely Jamie was really. They're actually one of the founders. Is really a business developer here in UK. Is really enjoyed the format of the Hold Up. So I think that it was gonna continue asking us to help them and to develop and to grow. So that is definitely a good news. And also for the future, we have few events, and I need. Okay, here we go. Event calendar. So yeah, next week I'm gonna lead the an Hold Up on the 4th of May of Le Tradit. There, for all the French that here, there's like, of course, they know because it's La Tradition. Sorry for my Italian pronunciation.
We like it.
La Tradition. Okay, but okay, so it's like the concept is great because Sophie, the entrepreneur, want to bring in offices surplus food breakfast from high quality surplus food. So with like not in the using the English tradition of breakfast, but more the French and the continental way of doing breakfast, and using partners that are already support by partners that are already they are already linked with a food surplus project. So, for example, Days Old or Chickpea. And the thing is that the name Le Tradit is not so well known, and also in the same time, British don't understand actually what does it mean. So a lot of people was thinking that it was connected to trading actually. So yeah, definitely not best thing, and also at the same time the pronunciation would be absolutely quite strange. So she wants to change the branding and also the name and also the slogan, and it will be quite an energetic facilitation. And Adrienne Lefebvre will be the second one. And the same night, okay, yesterday I was one of the member told me that Bruno, that is doing Essence Tour. Do you know them? Do you know him? Yes, cool. Yeah, of course. Do you know more than me? It will be in London, so we were thinking also to do like a little presentation during the break about this project, and maybe have a little sampling after the Hold Up.
That's a very cool idea, especially because we're also planning one here in Paris. So you can think how we can make a link of these two events.
Yeah, and yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. And also another project, so this one was more about distribution and consumption. Well, definitely more consumption. We have another Hold Up lineup for the week after or 2 weeks after is Entocycle. So Entocycle is a project that is like a working in progress project, but is already like the founders have fought this project for more than 1 year. And Kiran, and so the idea is using insect as to create fertilizer, and also to create ever kind of feed animals. So because why the insect? Because they are a very good ways to have protein and keratin. So all the things that can help to develop to grow the animals in a more sustainable way. And also they can also be created using, of course, waste. Sorry. So the model is they have the waste, they're gonna grow the larva of the insect, of the particular insect that doesn't bring any kind of illness to animals and to humans, and then so the larva will create, in some way, they will create a kind of natural fertilizer eating the waste, and at the same time, when they grow a little bit up, they're gonna give to the animal to feed the animals. So it's a quite a big project, but you know, can be massive. So it's quite interesting, and I will be also like a kind of leading the up, but other 2 or 3 people will follow with me, will help me just to organize this, because it's quite it's not only business model, but it's a kind of business planning as well. So for the next few months, so it'll be quite interesting. But also we have other events. Okay, do you want to, any news, any question about it?
Oh, asking you about the insect entrepreneur challenges. Can you pardon me again? What's her challenge? Because I have done a challenge a Honda on about the insect.
Oh, that's nice. That's yes, it's true, of
Yes,
course. Yeah,
and if you can tell me the machine challenges on her project, I'm sure I can suggest for some ideas I took out from the Honda I did before.
absolutely. I will be super happy. I will be super happy because, you know, we need as much information as possible, and at the same time,
Okay.
yeah, amazing. Thank you very much, man.
And moreover, there is a cool startup here in Paris that we met recently that make cupcakes from insect flour. So it could be interesting to relate all the insect-related startups and also create some content on it. Cool.
Yeah, that would be good. It would be even like, okay, and also like I think that yeah, we also include yeah, in my opinion, we can even like do a kind of you know, a kind of global event about like insect, because insect will be definitely one of the key drive of the next probably 20 years, even more probably.
Mm,
And maybe, you know, we can do like all together a kind of make sense room, or like a kind of part of other events related to insects maybe. But I don't know. Let's see. Anyway. But okay, talking about other events. Okay, what we have lined up? Yes.
About insects, there are very interesting projects too. One in Burkina Faso. They
Yeah.
are valorizing caterpillar. How do you say chenille? Before the butterfly, and they're doing like a powder.
Caterpillar, you mean?
Caterpillar.
Caterpillar.
Yeah. I have the word. So caterpillar. And then there is another one in Mexico, a guy that is like it's hard. I am in Spanish in my oi, hard to speak English. But in Mexico, there is one guy that has a lot of insects too. He's growing big insects, and then he's going to events with like a car, like a food truck, but everything is about insects. So if you want to, I can put you in contact with them.
Yes. It will
Yeah,
be great.
cool.
It will be
Ellen,
great.
if you could perhaps just post, we could perhaps start a post in the food security tribe on insects, and you could start by posting the 2 initiatives you just mentioned,
Yes.
and then we can post underneath to just start like collecting them, so we can, and then we can decide what we want to do with it.
yeah, this is anything that we can celebrate from that event. We can celebrate a science fiction globally on about the insect industry. Maybe.
Yes. That would be nice. That would be great.
Cool. Ellen, are you okay with doing that?
I couldn't hear
Yeah.
bien. Yeah, well.
Sorry?
Well, I didn't understand what means it said.
No, I was just saying if you could start by posting the 2 initiatives that you just mentioned in the Facebook Food Security Tribe.
Yeah, so I do the first post.
Okay, cool. And then just comment underneath it, perhaps the other one, and then we can just...
Yeah, great. And actually, I have a lot of new projects to actualize in the database, but I will do it soon.
Okay.
So you, okay, whatever.
So line up also for possible events related to the food cause. Some of the people really like scout a little bit, and yeah, apart to Good to Go, that probably we're gonna do another event. We are gonna do, well, we have like 6 or 7 different other possible rolled ups in the future at the moment. But yeah, so it's like now we have to think about like having human resources to do it. So let's see. But
Amazing.
we are gonna try to mobilize, and yes, and then okay, continuing talking about endocycle, the insect one. He will be probably one of the guests of the MKS room on the 18th of May. That okay, it will be organized by Alberto and Marie, and I will be the photographer, yeah, and video maker probably, and yeah, comms, and it will be focused on tackling food waste. So yeah, there will be like production, distribution, and consumption partners related to this event. And yes, and then there will be also an hold up on the 20th of May. We'd probably be in Cambridge. In Cambridge, we have a partnership with one of the university in Cambridge, and they ask us to do an hold up about social enterprise. So it's probably we're gonna find like a food entrepreneur, but we still don't know which one, and it will be probably a Cambridge-based one. And we already started to activate this, and let's see, it will be me and Rohan who's gonna do this. And then another things will be like okay, there will be 2 events probably in June. One is the Sense Camp, and the Sense Camp will be probably related to food. We are still in the phase of organizing, also because first of all, London, we have always the problem of the location of the venues. So at the moment we are contracting with the venues, and then when we are gonna have it something, we are gonna definitely crack on this problem, on this project. And another opportunity for another Make Sense room will be related to the open source circular economy days. I was a participant last year. This year I will be in among the organizer. So in the Oxy Days is a way to include their days focused on circular economy and open source. And I was thinking to create another Sense room, MKS room related to circular economy, and one of those will be probably another social entrepreneur related to food. So let's see, but it's still, this one is like 5% ready, so we are still behind. But we have still 1 month and a half, so let's see.
This all sounds super, super cool.
And nothing else from London. It's fine.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really, really cool.
Min, do you wanna just give us a brief update? Like you can just be really brief. You don't have to go into detail.
I'm feel free to have it, and I'm very interested in what London's activity working on the food security drive.
Can you speak a little bit louder, please?
Okay,
Thank you.
wait for me a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Sorry. So I read about our boss on the food security drive, and well, we are looking for the project about helping farmers to produce enough and quality food for everyone in a sustainable manner. About 2 weeks ago, I found a social entrepreneur in Hanoi, capital of Vietnam, working on the organic food production, and he discussed with me what way to produce quality food for everyone in a sustainable manner. Um, I come across to that medicine can help, and we can absolutely organize an MKS room in the food security, and then create and hold up for everyone what everyone can do to produce enough organic food, because the organic food in the Vietnam is a big issue, and it costs very much because we have to pay many money to buy the organic labels, many scientific condition to produce food security, and that's for the rich food need, but not in the normal manner. So want me to do a honor on that way to produce enough food for everyone in organic ways. And in Vietnam, in September, I will organize with him startup festival in food security, and also on OSCED. So I'm learning anything about it with a series of workshop, MKS room, Honda, and really need your help in getting the what suitable event.
Really cool. That sounds really great. So you're planning this for May or June?
Actually, I'm planning it for years, because the festival is the series of contests, continuous workshop from June to September, and maybe lasting to October. So in May, I will talk with the TikTok entrepreneurs, because he have a chance to visit us in Saigon, in Ho Chi Minh City. If we discuss about what exactly his challenges, and I will ask some youngster in the magazine to help me post his challenge on our website. Then on June, I will fly to Hanoi to organize an MKS room about food security, to event on OECD. And in July and August, I need to organize another presentation about medicine to have connect with the other entrepreneurs working on food security, working on food waste, working on organics here in Vietnam, because I want to borrow this food security event to raise awareness of people in medicine.
Okay, cool. Great.
To join medicine. Yeah.
Cool.
I talked with Rachel. The community developer in Asia, and she go on speak my idea. But however, I will need a group of youngster, Mexican youngster who have experience in Mexican honor projects, and who have a passion on food security to come to Vietnam and help me here. So I need you guys very much.
Cheers. Cool. Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
That's really impressive what you do, Min. It's super great. It's so impressive.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Are you in touch with Rachel as well from Philippines?
Yeah, she had a call with Rachel.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Cool.
Really proud.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this one up will be about empower organic and sustainable farming practice. Yeah, in Vietnam, we have come up with many models to sustain to sustain the organic label uh, with the standard of USDA certificate and Europe certificate. But we think that maybe we don't need about the labels. What do you think? What do you think? Do we need labels to have organic food?
It's a difficult question. It's the same with the biological labels, because the moment you create labels, you're creating the risk of many people just using the labels, and then it's actually not really organic or not really biological. So this is a big challenge here in Europe, actually, that now there's many products in the supermarket that say that they're biological or organic, but they're actually not. So it's really difficult, once you create one label, how can you trust in that label, and how can you prevent other labels from being created?
Agree.
Hmm. So I can answer that question as well because the organic label and organic products is somewhere very strange in Vietnam and in the Southeast Asia, not only the Europe. But I think that if we have a community uh, to live in a permaculture gardens, and people trust each other about the process, about that plant grow 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 very clean without any pesticide or fertilizer. Yeah, that can be organic. So I'm thinking about the urban farming. The urban farming work on the permaculture theory, and that meant that social entrepreneurs is actually also work on the Vietnamese government, and he has power to buy a land plot in the seaside. He asked me, do you do you know any idea to build an circular island about this mean a floating island from food from recycled waste. And I know that, yeah, I know some project doing in Berlin with dry layman. Anything that we can build permaculture islands, and build a community of people using and sharing economy, and organic food waste, anything is together. That means that we build an islands, we produce clean food, we reduce organic waste, and that we live sustainable.
Okay, cool. So perhaps because we don't have much time left, Helen, do you want to briefly
Mhm.
give us an update, also about the and especially perhaps about the partnership that you just set up? Because then we still have some time to discuss some strategic things.
Okay, I absolutely do that. So I
Thank you,
will
Min.
pass this
Thank you,
about
thank you, Min. Like, I think now we need to. We can perhaps set up another call to speak about the details of the issues, but we don't have that much time left, so we can just hear what the updates of Helen, and then.
Yeah, I can briefly do an update, and after with the partnership you said. So first, we did in the IDEA World Cup, we helped in the park of Lima people in the street to generate ideas about how to tackle food challenge. Then we have a MKS room and disco soup on Saturday. Slow food will help us in the disco soup part, and we will also maybe do with them a disco juice. This will be not in Lima but in province, so it will be very interesting. Then we will do some hold up soon. and about the sub-challenge of how to do that the farmers stay being farmers. There is like a music group of native people that are working about how to valorize the Inca philosophy and to be proud to be native people. So it's really interesting. Maybe they will come in Lima on May, so we will do maybe a hold up on a MKS room with them. Um, then about the partnership with Gaston Acurio, that is like here, he's like a star here. He's the guy that valorized the Peruvian gastronomy, and he has like a lot of contacts. Like it's very good to be with him. So we will meet him next week. We will do an article and maybe a video for Mexican Stories with him, and we have like some proposition to to work with him. So to ask him to be in some events, to help us to source new social entrepreneurs, to be with us in the communication, like here to like yeah to like have it would be like a godfather, so to have like some people helping us now with their recognized, like they're very recognized by people. So this was the point we discussed like in the first hangout, that to ask him to be the godfather, the mobilization, and then we propose him to participate to hangout to participate to the international strategy of the mobilization. But these are like the first ideas we have. So if you have new ideas, it will be very great.
Cool. And what about him promoting makes sense? Like, what kind of events is he organizing himself? Because for now, all the things you said were things where he will just join the things that you organize. But what is the value if, like, so what is the things that he does that add value? Did you speak about that?
He has a lot of contacts, so we will see how will be the meeting with him. But I think he can help us to connect us with influent people. Like he is influent in Peru, so maybe this will be like a point. I don't know if he will personally organize things because, well, it's we have to ask him what he wants to do with us. Like it will be the first point, no? But yes, I think maybe he will join some idea we have and empower it. We also are planning to do a sense camp, so we don't know if we will be able to do it in June. We will see. We would like him to be in this event, so maybe with his help we can do like such a big sense camp. We'll see. But here the community is um, is not very developed here. So Gaston will also help us to develop the community.
This is really, really cool. It's gonna be so useful to have him, I think.
Yeah, and it's more
Well done.
in Peru we have a lot of things to do with him. Like everybody knows him, but maybe we have to think a bit more in the international level, how we can what we can do with him.
Yeah. Cool. Well, so I wanted to. You don't have do all of you have to leave at 4 o'clock?
Um, yeah, I just have one question. Are you okay for him to, if he wants to join the hangout?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, do you guys have some more time, or do you all have to leave at 4 o'clock? Because
I have
we did not get through the agenda.
I have a bit more time.
Okay.
Yeah, same for me. It's new,
So,
not part of.
so perhaps just about I mean, it's the things that I bring up every time is to not forget that we track the project. And with Solène last time, we decided to add a little column in the database which describes in one sentence what the project is doing. So it's easier for people who read it. So that would be cool. And also to track your events. So I try to fill the gaps a little bit. You know, we have one part where the events are noted. And it's super important when we try to build partnerships and try to find money to show also our impact, you know, and also when we speak about the mobilization, want to get media traction, then we need to show concrete figures. So that's why it's really important that we track all of this, you know. So that would be really cool if you. It doesn't take a lot of time if you just do it once a week or something. One second, sorry. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Had a little weird situation. Okay, so yeah, that was about the database. That'd be cool if we could keep that on track. Two little updates. We are in May with Christian. We're going to the FAO with Mohamed Yunus to present the food security track. The FAO is the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so that's cool.
That's
It's
really
actually
cool.
in a different. It's actually in a different context. So it's to show the new impact tracking platform of Make Sense. And Christian told Yunus about it. And so. And he said, yeah, we can just test how it works with the first track, which is food security. So we'll speak about that and see what comes out of it.
Vicky, when are you going to Rome?
Awesome.
It's in May. It's around the 20th or something.
Okay, can you resynchronize so you can meet the gang over there, please?
Yeah, well, once I know details, I will let you know.
Thank you.
So big question I think is, you know, there's so many things happening, and we need to see how can we at once really what do we do with the impact that you guys are all creating locally, you know? So we're doing all these great things locally. What do we do with all these amazing solutions and projects that we source? Where do we go from it? You know, do we need to connect them to each other to take a next step? So I think that's a big question that's in the room, and now we don't really have time to discuss. But perhaps you guys can all think about it, and we can, you know, like I don't know, perhaps open a discussion on the Facebook tribe later, and you know, you add your ideas. And the second thing is, how can we take all this impact that we are creating locally to really reflect that we are doing a global mobilization? And this is, I guess, mainly through media, so communications, Make Sense stories or partnerships with other media that are perhaps international. How can we show that there is so much going on, and that it's all like the Make Sense community is mobilizing so many innovators? So there's two sides, you know, how to bring the impact of the innovators further, of the social entrepreneurs, and how to demonstrate and value also the Make Sense community effort, and the fact that we're launching a global mobilization, because only then we get more people to join the movement. So these are two big questions. yeah, I don't know if you have one or two comments now, perhaps, or if you don't, we can just leave it to a discussion later. Yeah, so no comments. Okay, great. And perhaps one inspiration for how to go further with the impact locally. So in Paris, there is on the 16th of June, which is the World Hunger Day, we're organizing a whole day event with Action contre la faim, Action Against Hunger, which is one of the biggest NGOs fighting hunger. And that's really, bringing together different stakeholders and doing hold-ups and cast rooms, etc. But also having a bigger storyline around it. So this might be, some kind of idea or inspiration of how we could do that in several hotspots. What do you think?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, that day we are probably. I mean, it's like is one of the 2 days that we are like probably considering as to do in London to do the Saints Camp. So yeah, we will be.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, as you know already. Yeah.
Yeah. So perhaps we can try to stimulate more with all the other hotspots that are on board. I mean, they don't all have to do a sense camp, of course, but that we're all kind of working towards this one date where we have one consolidated action, like the Worldwide Science Fiction Day that was in April, but on food security, where we try to go that one step further with all the great activities that we're doing.
In Peru, we'll probably do.
But then, what do you think?
In Peru, in that, is it the 17th of June or the 16th of June? Do you know the exact date?
So here in Paris, it's on the 16th.
Okay, so we will probably do an event in the park of Lima, of the cultural cultural place of Lima. So it will be like public, very open to every people. In Peru, a lot of people go to parks. So yeah, this is the idea. And maybe
Cool.
with Gaston.
That would be super cool, yeah. Yeah, so we can try to launch.
Yeah, it will be super cool because we have such more impact when we coordinate such events, like when Science Fiction Day or the MCAS room we did launching the mobilization. I think this is a way to have a lot more impact.
Yeah. Okay, and then we need to. I'm gonna launch a discussion on how we can do some media things that accompany our mobilization. How can we speak more about the mobilization? Because until now, on Make Sense Stories platform, there has not been that much on food security. So it's about us actually to initiate that, So if you have any creative ideas of how you think that we can make visible and give visibility to that aspect of international mobilization, then feel free to share it.
Maybe with the FAO, if actually you will meet them, maybe there is some partnership to do with them to have more visibility.
Yeah, no, but the FAO is actually, it's just like it's an institution that they don't work in public. They produce papers. They produce papers and they're on the ground. They're not really, they wouldn't have any publicity value.
It depends, but they do some interesting events, and they if they do communication, the whole world get aware about it now.
But I guess it would be a really, really big step to mix our two images on an event.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Actually, I
Okay.
have a question, Vicky, for you. How do we measure our impact? Like in the presentation, there is some numbers. So, like 30,000 people
Yeah.
beneficiaries. How can we check that we're doing well?
So I think you should check the. I'm going to send you the updated presentation because we adapted it a little bit.
Right?
I'm going to upload that in the folder as well. Because basically, I mean, we're not touching people directly, but we are touching the projects that are having an impact on the people, right? So the
That's
way
what
we would measure is like, okay, we have this entrepreneur who helps 100 hungry people a month, and because we helped him, you know, like after we helped him solve challenges, he improved his project by XYZ, and this is why now he's helping 200 people per month. You know,
But
so this is the kind of impact we have, right?
for example, when we do events here, we don't communicate how many people we're beneficiaring directly or
Yes, we
indirectly.
are. Yes, we are. We're saying that we are supporting, like we're touching XYZ people's lives by solving, like by supporting social entrepreneurs.
Okay.
But I can show you the presentation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Great. Thank you, guys. Do we have any last comments, ideas? No? Okay. Great. So we will. You all have access to the agenda now. I think as I reposted the link to the Google Doc, so you have access. And we speak in 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
And let's
Yes.
just launch all these discussions in the food security tribe, and see how we can move further.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's a really I'm
Thank
really
you very much.
amazed by all the cool work that's happening. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
So have a nice week, guys.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah.
Speak
Bye.
soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Helen? Ah, she's gone. Okay, bye bye.